What's going on, my good people? This your boy Live Up the Entertainer here to bring you some action between Southern University and Alabama State. This is going to be an interesting band battle between both of these bands because they are considered heavyweights in their own right. Alright, so I'm very excited to see what these bands are going to pull off for this battle. I was able to get a 0 quarter, halftime footage, and a 5th quarter. Okay, so I'm excited to grade all that so y'all know my take on the battle and who I felt won this battle. Okay, now before we get into the action, I want to highlight something, and I want to remind y'all when we get close to the end of the video, this is my opinion. Get along. This is my opinion. Everything that I'm saying is just how I'm feeling at the moment, etc. So y'all getting the initial raw reaction from me. Okay. And so this is no favoritism involved. I love both HBCU bands, all HBCU bands. Okay. Now, one thing I will add as well is that these bands excel in different things, and I might give praise to one band than the other. You never know how this will go, but there's no favoritism. All right. With that being said, please look to the cards next to me so you know what we'll be grading. We're going to be grading sound selection, power, articulation, arrangement, and overall cleanness. Maximum points they can make all together is 45. Okay, sound selection, I made that 5. Everything else is 10. Reason why I made sound selection a 5 is because in 0 quarter there's this thing called spirit songs when a band plays something tied into their school or regional area. Okay, so since Southern's down south, they like to play some second line tunes, etc. Sometimes a band could be playing a piece for years and it's considered a traditional song. That's a spirit song. Okay? Just want to throw that out there for people who don't know what that is. Okay? So if they do play that, it might hurt their grade, it might not hurt their grade. It kind of depends on what they do with it. Okay? Now sometimes I give out exemptions depending on the situation. Okay? So if a band is ahead and they play the spirit song and they're ahead in the battle, they can replace that spirit song with another tune, okay, that they played. So I just want to throw that out there for people so people won't be confused on the battle, okay. Now, next thing I want to highlight, this is not based off of arrangements. Some people get this confused with, okay, you didn't see how good that song was that they pulled out or that arrangement. I'm looking at everything besides the arrangement. If it sounds clean, it sounds clean. If it sounds bad, it sounds bad. But I don't care how deep the arrangement is, okay? Some people's pen are just there for certain band programs, but I'm not grading their pen as heavy. I'm also looking at their cleanness, etc. Now, if they gave me a basic loop with no extra stuff in it, then yes, I'm going to dock off on arrangement. But I'm not looking for stuff that's extravagant in this. Just want to throw that out there for people who don't understand what I be looking for. Okay? So, with that being said, I did enough rambling. Let's get into the action. We're gonna go with Southern's footage, and then we're gonna go with another media team for the 5th. Southern's first. let's get at a grade. So, start out swinging. Like Alabama's marching in right now. Song selection is 5, power is 10, articulation is 10, arrangements 10, cleanness is a 10. They got a 45. Not bad. Alrighty, moving on. I'm gonna give us another one. Alright, let's get that a grade. Alright, sound selection, I'm giving them a 5. Power is a 10. Articulation, I'm giving them a 10. Arrangement, I'm giving them a 10. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. Alright, high brass, trumpets. It's some stuff that needs to be slightly cleaned in that. I get that they just out there playing, but you gotta play with control too. Some people was kind of hanging over. Some people were not attacking together. There was some runs up in there were kind of messy as well. Alright, moving on. Almost a perfect though. Southern again. Tuba's gonna be cleaner. Alright, let's get that a grade. Alright. Right now, Southern is 3 ahead. So, we'll see how that looks later. Song selection is 5. Power, I'm going to give them a 10. Articulation, I'm going to give them a 9. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 10. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. They got a 43 on that one. Only reason why I gave that a 43, and just hear me out. Tubas need to work on just attacking together. There were some parts when the runs were just not clean in that tuba part. That part, you know, and it was a part before we got into the tuba break. Some people were kind of it was kind of cluttered just a little bit. They shook back in the middle of the song, but it just seems like you know, they was kind of having a hard time with that piece. Moving on.
Jaguar fans, please give us a moment of silence for all the fallen Jaguars.
Southern's 4 up. Alright, let's get at a grade. Southern's 4 up right now. Song selection's 5. Power's 10. Articulation's 10. Arrangement's 10. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. So almost a perfect on that one. There was some parts that need to be fixed. High brass needs to be slightly better than what they was given on that. You know, there was a part when they hung over and you heard that was present. So they have to just play in pocket. Play in pocket. I think that was kind of hurting them. Alright, moving on.
Could you explain me?
Oh, trust me, when they do play, they do play. It's weird seeing a big band in a small stand like that. Woo. That's so pretty.
Hey, turn me in. Just left. Take me through that. Between the Alabama State Hornets and your Southern University Jaguars. Today's game is brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake Health Systems and TJ Ribs, who are proud partners of Southern University Athletics. Go Jack!
Collaboration
Man, that's
anxiety
pretty.
is real, but it shouldn't stop you from
Can we get that a grade? Can we acknowledge that? I don't know if that's corral or what, but that was so pretty. Oh man, pure imagination. The fact that they used that, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. But song selections 5, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10. I would rate it higher if I could. Cleanness is a 10, but they get a 45 for that one. We're gonna count that. We're gonna count that. I'm not saying that it's a strategic response, but they just did it just because they warming up. But I appreciate that. So can we announce that? Man, that was pretty. That was pretty, man. Come on, man. You got to give it. You got to give it credit. All right, moving on. Love that dynamic. Alright, let's get that a grade. Almost a perfect. Only reason why I say almost a perfect is just some stuff that just need to be just pushing up just a tad bit smidgen. Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen and it's done. And it's done, man. So everything is a 10 and a 5, but cleanest just needs to be a 9. Alright, so 44. Right now in the first 2 rounds they are even Steven. Alright. So whatever Alabama's responds to in the third, then we can grade that third, but Southern's about to respond. Moving on. Okay. Alright, let's get that a grade. Again, the Trump is just hanging over, man. I don't know what they got going on, but they got to get off that sauce. Alright, sound selections 5, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. So they got a 44 on that one. For the most part, it's straightforward. You know, I just feel like, you know, it can be cleaner. That's it. That's it. That's not me picking on Southern, but I do need them just to clean up the small stuff. I know they got a big book that they got to manage, but they got to do some sprucing up. They got to do some spot checking on some of these songs that they already went through. All right, moving on. let's get that a grade. Alright. Song selections 5, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements clean 10, cleanness is a 10. So they got a 45 on that one. Not bad. Got a perfect. Gotta give them a perfect on that one. Not bad at all. Oh man, they came in with that smacker. They played clean. Very, very clean. Sound very, very good. Moving on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you turn your attention to midfield for tonight's coin toss. Mayor President Sid Edwards, Baton Rouge President, is a captain for tonight, along with Victoria Grego, General Manager of TJ Ribs, Dr. Kendall, and Dr. Johnson of
That sound good. I'm not gonna count Nick. But I'm gonna let y'all hear it though. They're too far ahead. I'm not gonna count Nick. Damn near every school play Nick. Nah, Brash, I gotta get that together, man. Sing trombones.
tackle for the Boys is number 6.
Oh man, get that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh man, that shit was nice. That shit was nice. And they don't win Super Saiyan. They don't win Super Saiyan, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man. Woo! That was nice. And they get a pin for that too. They get a pin. You know, look. One thing I like about it, it was clean, consistent. They were hitting their notes. And they was articulating their ass off. They was playing every note. Whew. Alabama State, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Alright, current standings. Current standings. Alright. Right now, Alabama State is ahead by 3 points. Right now, Alabama State is ahead by 3 points. That could definitely change in halftime. Okay? So, if y'all made it this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. Okay? Wow. So, before we get into the halftime, I would like to say, you know, really appreciate everybody who's been tuning in, showing love to these videos I'll be posting. It means so much to me. I'm trying to keep it consistent with y'all, you know. Y'all work with me, I work with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, but I want to say shout out to everybody who participated in the subscribers poll. Number one, I can't make these videos without y'all, and because of y'all vote, this is what we're grading. So I just wanted to highlight that and just tell y'all thank y'all for participating. I got more down the line, okay? Just to give y'all a heads up of what we're going to be also grading this week. There was a battle of the bands that happened recently. It had Central State, Alcorn, I think Alabama State was there. And so I think Mississippi Valley was there too, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to be grading that pretty soon, so be looking out for that video. But, you know, I wanted to get this out the way because, you know, people requested it, and, you know, I got to deliver. Your boy got to deliver. So, you know, it means so much to me for y'all tuning in, showing y'all boy love and liking up this video, okay? If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. That helps me boost the algorithm and also gives you the extra sense to be more connected with me and watch more band battles like this, okay? So, we're going to be grading halftime, okay? Their field shows. Now, they had all biased media. No other media team was able to capture the field shows, unfortunately. So, I'm telling y'all this in advance. I'm catching what I can catch in HD, okay? So, if I can't catch anything, I'm just giving my fair, honest opinion about what I can see, okay? So, look to the cards next to me so you know we'll be grading. We'll be grading entrance, songs, formation, dancers, breakdown, and overall creativity, okay? Maximum points they can make all together is 25. With that creative department, they can get extra incentive, which can swing their grade to a 30. So if they do something unique or death-defying, that can vary based off of their creativity, okay? So this is involved. Anything that's creative, I'm going to count it, okay? So looking for a lot of things. I'm looking for, if it's a line drill, looking for straight lines. I'm looking for at least three breakdown features. I want the stunts to look good for the dancers. You know, I want the entrance to be clean. Need the songs to sound good if they standing still. So there it is. That's my expectations. But let's get into the action. Alabama State's first because they had Southern's home.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present to you the Alabama State University Mighty Marching Hornets. About coming with the 2025 season are Cornea Gozart, Anthony Sunbreeze, Cameron Johnson, Trail Hall, and head drum major Nazareth Martin. Taking the field, ladies and gentlemen, is the first HBCU marching band to perform in Rose Bowl Stadium. Using on any Aspire and Lifetime, Baton Rouge, put their hands together right
Got the knees up to look good. Very pretty. That's nice. Okay. Got the energy. Let's get that a grade. They got a perfect 30, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. They got a perfect 30. We start off with some trophies this year, man, for them. They got a perfect 30, ladies and gentlemen. They kicked some ass on that field. Woo! Alabama State, ladies and gentlemen. Fouls all the way around the board. I have no complaints. They sounded good. Dance features were there. They gave me 3 dance features and some change. Okay? And like formations was good. Everything looked good. I couldn't spot anything wrong with it. Everything was right. Everything was right. That right there, yeah. Alabama State, ladies and gentlemen. They did that. They did that. So, I mean, like, everything about it was right. You know, when a band do something good, it sits right, you know. So, you know, it was one of those moments. You know, it's just everything about it. They executed everything right. So, no complaints. No complaints at all. Alrighty, moving on. So, if you made it this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me, okay? So, moving on to Southern University. That's a hard act to follow. That's all I have to say. So, I don't know what Southern's going to pull out of their book, but they're going to have to come with that heat. They're going to have to come with that heat because right now, Alabama's ahead by 3 points from 0 quarter. And halftime, that can be a dramatic shift. You know, they can seal that deal, make it a tie or whatever. I don't know. We're going to find out. So, let's get to it.
Southern University marching band. From Jaguar Land, the Southern University marching band is led by drum major DeMarcus. The showstopper.
You better hit it.
From New Iberia, Louisiana. Show him some love.
Come with that heat, Southern. Let's go. That looked very clean.
Ladies and gentlemen, today, we unite as one band, one sound, and one heart. For a purpose beyond entertainment. This performance is dedicated to ASU band member Caleb Wilson, who was lost in the recent tragedy. Join us.
That's real.
Because they're here tonight. Caleb Wilson, this one is for you. To God be the glory. Director
That's real. You gotta pay homage. They did that. It looks very clean. Nice, Southern. Woo. Very pretty.
Platoon is called September. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2025-2026 edition of the Family Jackson Show.
That was pretty.
This is with the other band tried to do. And now moving on to amazing trailblazing 360-step permit. One of the many reasons why when you say Southern University marching band, it means excitement. Get it there. Only just to let you know this in a bit. The Southern University marching band is simply America's finest. So sit back. Relax, think about this is the most exciting time of your life. This is the dance, the house rock, to welcome all others as the crowd presentation on a ride. The jukebox will now get down to it. Something about that sound.
Show them how we turn it up in the 225. It's just something about that sound. 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 Turn me up. 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 Front, back, right, left, juke, get in there. 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 Juke, juke, get in there. Juke, get in there. Juke, get in there. Juke, juke, get in there. Front, back, right, left, juke, get in there. Front, back, right, left, juke.
They did that.
Now, the moment you all been waiting for. Coming in at a combined 2,134 pounds. If you haven't seen them once, then you only seen them twice. The Honey Bears. Riding my pony. Oh yeah. Tell the Honey Bears to get some of this. Come on, for show them some love. Show them some love. Holiday. Oh no, we ain't done yet. We not ourselves right now. Hey, 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 hey. My son, Jay. Son, hey, hey. Whoa! Somebody, anybody, everybody scream! Now get on your feet and do what you wanna!
Alright, let's get a high. That was great. I gotta get to the spot. Alright, perfect.
Execution.
I didn't know Southern was gonna pull it off, but they did. But they got a perfect 30 as well. Yes, indeed, Southern. They did that. They got a perfect 30 on that one. They put their soul and heart in that field show. Woo! That was nice. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. You know, not that many bands I can say are great get a perfect 30. So, they got a perfect 30. That speaks volumes. You know, speaks big volumes. So, they did that. Southern executed. Like, even when that drill looked, like, phenomenal. I couldn't spot out anything wrong at all. Like, everything was there. And so, even when they did the little diss at the end, because they had the honeybees, but they called them the other ones. But that was funny. That was funny. But they did that. Perfect 30. So, both of these bands will get a trophy emoji by their name. Okay? So, you know, seeing this firsthand, that was very entertaining. Very, very entertaining, you know. So, moving on. Yeah, that was nice. That was a sight to see. That really was a sight to see. So, we're moving into this fifth, okay? If you made it this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me, okay? So the updated standings right now, Alabama State is still 3 ahead, based from 0 quarter. It was a tie in halftime, and they both got a perfect 30 for me. They executed both field shows very well. So give them praise, ladies and gentlemen. Give them praise. So we're moving on to the 5th quarter. Before we get there, I would like to tell y'all, if y'all are part of this family, if y'all are part of my subscribers family, and y'all want to see more content like this that are exclusive, such as drumline battles, band battles from different eras, please consider being a part of the membership program. Yeah, it's $2 a month. That's right, it's $2 a month. You will have access to emojis, outside band content, outside of the subscribers. You will get a thank you from me personally after every video. It's a lot of perks, man. It's a lot of perks, and I think it'd be well worth your dollar if you do decide to do that. But it's $2 a month. Also, I would like to say, if you don't want to be part of the membership program, I have a thank you tab at the bottom of the video. All you got to do is simply click on it, and you can donate to this channel. And I would tell you this also, even though you're not a member, I will still give you a shout out and thank you for donating to the channel. All the proceeds will go into me affording YouTube Premium. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but sometimes you see it look like I'm skipping, or sometimes I kind of edit the video just a little bit so you can see I get a commercial. But your boy getting tired of seeing commercials, and I know damn sure y'all getting tired of seeing commercials. So help your boy out. Let's get that going so we can afford YouTube Premium together. Okay? Let's make this channel great. Alright, so with that being said, we're going to go to 5th quarter. Okay? What we're going to be grading in the 5th quarter, we'll be grading song selection, power, articulation, arrangement, and overall cleanness. Maximum points they can make is 50. Now, the difference from zero quarter and this is that there's no spirit songs involved. If they play a spirit song in fifth, that's disappointing. All right. So hopefully they have their book ready for this fifth. Looks like this is going to be a medium-sized fifth quarter. Okay. One thing I would add before we get into this, and it was kind of a reminder of what I told you in the beginning of the video, I'm not strictly grading arrangements, and I'm not grading who have the strongest arrangements. I'm grading on how good they execute their arrangements, their songs. Okay? I want to thoroughly throw that out there. Some people got that confused and they thought like, okay, well, if they had a stronger arrangement, they won. No. If they didn't sound good to me, okay, this is my opinion, it's not going to help them carry. Okay? So, just want to keep it 100 with y'all. Alright? So, you know, even though Alabama State's ahead, that could definitely change in this fifth quarter. So, I don't know what to expect, okay, out of this fifth quarter. But I'm excited to bring it to y'all. Okay? So, with that being said, I did enough talking. Let's get to the action. Alabama State's first. Alabama State, ladies and gentlemen.
Hungry Root is the easiest way to eat healthy.
Right here.
Hungry Root is kind of like having your own personal shopper and nutrition.
Let's give that a grade. Start off with the punch in the face. Start off with the punch in the face. Okay, Alabama State. No problems. No problems at all with that. It sounded very good. It sounded really good. I like that. I like that. That sounded really good. Alabama State, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, moving on. Shout out to this high definition. Southern, ladies and gentlemen. Give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! That shit was nice. Yes, Southern. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, my gosh. Woo! Southern. Man, Southern sounded good on that. Oh, man. Moving on. Well, band hit that, and then you get the stank face. Oh my
IBM
gosh.
Tech Exchange is where developers build what's...
Oh man, they are one Super Saiyan in this thing, fam. Woo! Alabama State. Give them a pen too, by the way. That's on my hidden list. Oh my goodness. Oh, Alabama State. Just something about that arrangement, fam. It do something to you. And you just get a stank face with it too. Just Oh man, moving on. Very pretty. trebles. Alright, let's get that a grade. Oh, I'm gonna get that almost a perfect. Everything sounded good. I'm just mad at the trumpet section, man. I'm just mad at the trumpet section. That's all I gotta say. It's just like, you know, you can play, but don't outdo the pocket. Don't outdo the pocket. That's my biggest pet peeve. If you're gonna do something, don't outdo the pocket. Please don't. That ain't y'all range. Don't do it. But yeah, it's like, you know, when you hang over, you gotta hit. Like, you gotta hit prior to make a carry. You don't have to hit afterwards. Like, But almost a perfect. Almost a perfect. That made me mad though. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that wasn't the only time they did that before that they got to that chorus. So, yeah. Very pretty though. Okay. I ain't mad at him about that. Oh man, that was nice. There went Super Saiyan Blue God in this thing, bruh. Okay, Alabama State. Okay. Ain't mad at you. Ain't mad at you at all. Alright, moving on. Let's give that a grade. Alright, so almost a perfect. I gotta give it to the tubas on that. The tubas kind of hurt them just a tad bit. I think somebody just kind of came in too early. And if you're gonna do it, I want everybody to do it. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of threw it off just a tad bit. I mean, everything else was straight. Everything else was straight, but I gotta blame the tubas on that one. You know, definitely could be better. You know, it was really shy away from getting the perfect from me. But that one sneak tuba part, you know, I was like, you just came in. The first time it was cool, but the second time when I hit a rip and not everybody comes in, it was just one, and it seemed like they just kind of came in too early with it. You know what I'm saying? So moving on. Woo! Oh man, they went Ultra Instinct in this bitch, bruh. Oh man, give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! That shit was nice, bruh. Oh my gosh. They done dropped that nuke, bruh. They done dropped the nuke on them, bruh. Oh shit. Damn. Wow. That's wild. Damn. That pin, everything. Them runs, fam. Did you hear them runs? Ooh. Alright, moving on. You gotta get credit. Gotta get credit. Okay, trombones. Oh man, that was nice. That was nice. Okay, Southern. Okay, Southern, I hear you. Talk your ish. Talk your ish, bruh. Talk your ish. I ain't mad at it at all. Not mad at it at all. Alright. Like, we got one more round left, and I think Southern's gonna close us out.
With AT&T Business, we can live chat with customers.
Last round. Alright. Oh, they brought it back. Alright, let's get at a grade. Alright. That was dope. Alright. So, sound selections 10, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10. Cleanest, I'm gonna give them a 9. It's just some sparks that just need to be just fine tuned just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just need just a little bit of an inch in there. Alright? Alright. No complaints. No complaints at all. Very strong. Very, very strong. Moving on, Southern's response. Like Southern's from the closest out. right, let's get at a grade. Yes, indeed. Oh man, I gotta give them that. I gotta give them that. You feel me? That was nice. That was real nice. That everything about that was right. Everything about that was right. So I gotta give them that. Got that Super Saiyan. Alright. Well, Southern beat them on that last song for me. That's me personally. Alright. So we're definitely close it out. Let's see, they walking out. Yeah, I think they're gonna close it in. Alright, I think that's everything.
What makes someone's work a work of art?
What I would say for those who skipped ahead, you know, shame on you. Shame on you. Watch the video. That's all I gotta say before you just type up anything in the comment section. Watch the video. Alright? That's all I gotta say. Alright, moving on. I had to let that be known because some people just skip ahead, don't even watch the video, see what I elaborated on. Watch the video, see what I'm talking about first before you just make an opinion. Alright? Alright, so let's give it a grade. Who won this battle? Who won this battle? Alright? So, alrighty. So I have to do some math here on my end, but you know how that go. So, who won this battle? Alright. So it was kind of not, it was kind of close, but not too close. One band was just slightly stronger than the other. In some departments they were fairly even in the halftime. Okay, so let's give the recap first. Recap. 0 quarter, Alabama was up by 3. All right, and when we get to halftime, both bands were tied, and they got a perfect 30. Both bands. Okay, I didn't even think that they was gonna bring that heat, but they brought that heat. Both bands did, so they got a perfect 30. When we get to the 5th, I gave ASU was ahead by 1. Okay, ASU was ahead by 1. Second song, that second and third song kind of hurt Southern. They could have made it even Steven, but Alabama State didn't really miss to the end to their last song. Okay, for me personally. When we close it out, Alabama State won this battle. Okay, it was a 4-point difference. Okay, 4-point difference. So yeah, man, I gotta give it to Alabama State on this. They did pretty good. They did very good actually. Let me rephrase that. They did very good. They took 1 or 2 body blows, but they kept yanking. They kept going. Southern took a lot of jabs to the face and didn't really get too much. But it is what it is on that. What I would say, critique for both bands, what I would say is just consistency. Alabama State, I don't really have to say too much. They just have to work on consistency the most. Everything else was pretty good. No complaints in that department. Southern, y'all got to work on that high brass. Got to work on that high brass. That's what killed y'all in this battle. If it's either runs or it's them coming in too early, too late, sometimes the tubas kind of hurt y'all a little bit too. So y'all gonna have to work on some couple things. But for the most part, y'all did sound real good, and y'all looked very clean on that field. Very clean on that field. So that's my praise to y'all. But definitely want to see y'all shake back in the next season. Not next season, but next time I see y'all. Okay. So if y'all like this type of content, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. I'm finna get up out of here, man. Like I tell y'all always, deuces.